Our topic is a dinosaur. So is that a good story? Hey, there is a dinosaur. Not really. So what do we need now? Well, we need to add a setting. All right. So, what kind of setting would be interesting? Oh, okay. So I'm going to make a setting. Oh, what kind of setting is that? All right. So I'm making an unusual, an unpredictable setting. I'm going to put my dinosaur in the middle of the city. All right. And here's a sidewalk. When he sits down on the seat, breaks this, and you add the detail. The more you add the detail, you have to draw the topic, right? Or you have to think about a topic. What am I going to write? Then you start adding, you put the topic inside of a setting, which is the time and the place. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. And here is a way you can start your stories. All right, so you can draw all the details and see now that one picture of that dinosaur is coming to life. You have all these details of a city all right here. The more details you write, the better your story will be, right? And that's what we're going to talk about. How do I start off with my city, or with my story? It comes alive with the more details you write. All right, so today, every story starts with a blank paper, with a blank in your mind. You don't know what you're going to, not to say you always have to draw a picture, but your mind is like a blank. But then you have to start thinking about all the wonderful ideas that you have. They are in your mind. They're floating around everywhere. You have to pull them out like fireflies. All right, so you pull them out of the air. You say, oh, let me think about it. And then the more you add, you put it in a setting, then you add the details. And that is the basics of writing a story. All right, so this lesson, you're going to be able to explain what an exposition narrative composition is. All right, the exposition of a narrative composition. You're going to be able to develop an interesting character for your story. You will be able to describe the setting of your story, and you will be able to add the details to create a situation. So the situation in this story is, I have a dinosaur in the city, and all kinds of things can happen when a dinosaur is out of place. Let's say you have a school bus, all right? So you can come up with stories through the mind's eye or picturing it. All right, so to begin with our lesson, it's kind of like writing a story is kind of like a roller coaster. You start off very slow and kind of giving the exposition. That's a new word for us. Exposition. Right here. All right. Then we're going to go through all the rest of this roller coaster, but right now we're just going to talk about this part right here. Have either one of you been on a roller coaster?
Yes.
What is it like in the beginning?
Slow.
It goes slow, 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 and then what? It gets fast, and then it does what?
Slows down.
It just goes slow, 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 and then slows down. Slow,
Fast,
slow, slow.
slow down.
It's just going like this.
No.
What does it do? It goes slow, slow, slow.
Goes up.
Up, 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 slowly, right? Slowly, 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 and then what? It reaches the top, and then it drops, and it takes off. That's what happens with a story. So right now, you're building it. So let's talk about the word exposition. The exposition is the beginning of the story. In the exposition, the author will introduce the characters and the setting. What is the characters? What are characters?
Well, the main,
Person.
the people, the things that they're talking about
Okay.
that are real things.
Okay. So you say it's the people. Do they have to be people?
No,
No.
they
What
could
if
be
the
animals.
people or animals that the story is about? What about the setting? What about the setting? What is the setting?
Where the person's at.
Okay. Provides the necessary details about the character and setting. Well, we'll talk about those individually. The author will also provide background knowledge relevant to the storyline. Again, like a dinosaur in the city, and what's happening is creating a situation. We have to know that dinosaurs weren't around during city times, were they?
No.
No. So that's background information that would make that story that's important for that story. All right. So also the author will engage the reader with a storyline, so they want to keep reading. That is important because when you read a book, you know if it's the first few pages are not interesting, what do?
No.
Close the book and don't come back to it unless somebody makes you do it, right? So you want to get a book where I gotta find out what's going to happen next. So the exposition talks about the setting, the characters, the situation that's happened, and it's a hook to get you interested in what the story is going to be about.